do it? Yeah.
Gentlemen, welcome to the broadcast tonight. I am your host, eXtine, and we have got a great night of UGC Highlander ahead of us. We are getting ready to go with our match, kicking off this Platinum season, Season 12. It is going to be Street Hoops Esports versus Gentlemen's Club. And, this is going to be a great match tonight on Koth Lakeside. And, this season, there's going to be a lot to play for with UGC's community prize that they're putting together, and we're excited to kick it off tonight. We being myself and Duder, my guest caster for tonight. Duder, how you doing, man?
I'm doing amazing, Mr. eXtine. It is a pleasure to finally be in the real thing right now. We had a fun time last week with our compadre who's under the weather. Get well. We wish him the best. Get well soon, buddy. But it's time to do this up and do it for real. I'm pretty stoked to kick it off with these two teams facing each other.
Yeah, we've had some good Highlander action throughout this weekend on eXtv. Saturday, we had a rumble between Reddit and Tumblr. They should have called that, though, the Rumbler and the Jungler.
Careful. Sunday was the Royal Rumble. We don't want to get sued, Jeff.
And I heard people were upset about that. And, well, you could have been a little upset about how the Reddit West Tumblr game ended due to some trolling shenanigans. We're going to have a rematch of that maybe February 8th. But that was a fun time. And then on Sunday, we had an awesome European Highlander Cup. But today, we are back into North American Highlander. And Street Hoops Esports won the whole shebang last season. They were crushing it all season. They ended up getting knocked down to the lower bracket, but about as late as you could be knocked down in the playoffs, as they lost the grand finals to the team Ministry Society. But since they were in the winners bracket the whole time, they had a second best of three, and they came back and won that to seal the deal, win the title. As I mentioned before, bigger stakes online this season, and, well, Street Hoops, a little bit of a different roster and already up against some pretty serious opposition. Let me run down the roster real quick, and then we'll see what we have to say about it. For Street Hoops Esports, their scout is Deadbolt, Ash the Soldier, Huey Lewis on Pyro, Zalox on Demoman, Brick, the eXtv caster, sometime caster Brick, stepping in as Heavy. He is substituting today. Mang cannot be here, so Skyroll is going to be on Medic. Spamfest is on Engineer. Paragon sniping it up. Colombian Gamer, their Spy. Devastating Crew, without a doubt. Now, Gentlemen's Club, Enigma on Scout, Grape on Soldier, Pudding Cup on Pyro, Ruin on Demoman, Arthur on Heavy Weapons Guy, Valen on Engineer, Kozin on Medic, Max on Sniper, and Akuma on Spy. Yeah, devastating stuff. Duder, what do you think, man?
I think I just realized that the avatar there for Street Hoops is animated, and our game blouses.
Oh. It blew my mind when I caught that in the corner of my eye. I have the stream pulled up large. I was like, what? So, yeah,
this is going to be a heck of a start. It's an amazing jump off for us for Season 12 for UGC Platinum Highlander. We've got the winners from last season facing off against the probable favorites to win this season. So we're doing it up, and we're doing it big, and we're doing it early. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch, Jeff.
Yeah, there's going to be some great teams this season. Gentlemen's Club has done just slightest of shuffles to try and prove their strengths. And there's definitely some serious other teams to watch out. And got some big names that have crossed over from the Sixes community. There's definitely been a lot of interplay with Sixes players playing Highlander and Highlanders players playing Sixes, with the Platinum invite being removed, the invite limit for Platinum being removed. You've seen a lot of teams doing some shuffling, and last season there was a lot of craziness, a lot of big names being pulled in. But I think this season you got a few more teams that are just serious teams that have big name TF2ers, but are just excited to be here in the UGC division. Murder Force 9000 has Banny, Indust, Fathom, a lot of Mr. Slin, Mela, Pharaoh, Smacka, a lot of good players on that team. Psyops as well, also a very stacked team with Tic Tac, Pure, Memphis Vaughn, Bloodsire, and Bronze. So, those are teams that we're not watching today, but we most likely will be seeing coming up in this UGC Platinum season because, yeah, there's some great teams. Going to be a great competition this year.
Yeah, I've played a few seasons of Highlander myself. Never really got much above silver, but was happy to play the entire time. And I've got to tell you, I don't remember a platinum lineup with this many super high level TF2 players. It seems like since they've removed that invite player cap, everybody's coming out and showing what they're capable of, and get some off classing, get some on classing. But I think overall we're gonna have probably the best season of UGC Platinum we've ever seen, and it's one of the big reasons that I decided it's time for the comeback. But don't call it a comeback because I was always here.
Yeah, it's good to have Duder back in the casting booth. We're gonna bring you guys the energy, the fire, the huge air shots, and the later dogs. Right now, the STV just said later dog, but I'm sure we're getting a map restart. It means we must be getting closer to go here on a Koth Lakeside final.
So Jeff, let's do some predictions and let's involve the stream in this. We've seen the lineups. We've talked a little bit about the past season. What do you think is going to happen today? We've got King of the Hill. We've got a lot of really evenly matched high-level players. This is a sniping-friendly map. It's a scout-friendly map. It's a soldier bomb-friendly map. What do you think is going to happen today?
It's a tough choice. I mean, Max has got a lot of respect as a sniper. He's definitely held in high regard. Paragon, though, is also similarly devastating. I think that Colombian gamer maybe might get the spy edge against Akuma. Akuma also pretty solid, but definitely enjoyed watching Colombian gamer play. Zaylox, very, very good demo man. And then you have Skyrolla just going to be leading the team, not playing his regular class. But a lot of threats for Street Hoops. I don't believe, we'd have to go back and double check the records. I don't believe that they were the best on Viaduct or not Viaduct, on Koth matches last season. I'm trying to pull it up on the side right now. I remember somebody trying to tell me they had weak opponents last season and weren't doing so good. But I don't know. Besides that, I think that Gentleman's Club is very strong. They got a lot of talent. Grape, Valen, Max, Ruin, Enigma, and Pudding Cup. I might give it to Huey Lewis. I might give him the edge there. But I think that Gentleman's Club just is a little bit stronger, and Lakeside definitely comes down to a lot of deathmatch. There's definitely some good, positioning aspects that are very important, and team cohesion aspects. And Street Hoops has kind of persevered a little bit in those regards. The past seasons, on payload maps, they play very, very well together. But I think Gentleman's Club could take it. I think either way, whatever way it goes, we should at least see like a 4-2 score line. It should be within 2.
I'm gonna have to go against the grain here, and I think Street Hoops. I mean, they've been together for quite a while, a couple seasons at least, and I think that chemistry that they've built up when it comes to Highlander is going to trump just the pure raw DM skill that Gentleman's Club might be able to put up there. We've seen it happen before. I've seen it happen a ton of times where you get these teams that are just stacked with invite players, just can't quite get the strategy together fast enough to kind of answer the bell that these established Platinum Highlander teams put up there. So I'm going to call this one 4-1 in favor of Street Hoops. So yeah,
Wow.
I think we're going to see a real fun match here, but I think ultimately the experience of the Highlander group that's been together for a while triumphs in the end.
I hope you got some spare hats laying around, Duder. You might have to eat one of those later.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm an idiot though, so what do I know? I don't even do this anymore. I'm just here for fun. I think a really fun matchup is Huey Lewis and Pudding Cup. I know Pudding Cup is an extremely accomplished pyro. Huey Lewis, one of the best known pyros in all of competitive TF2 Highlander at least. And I think the demo matchup is going to be a lot of fun to watch too. This map can easily be turned quickly by a one crit sticky flying across mid, decimating the other team. Although that only means 10% gone, but that's okay.
Yeah. We'll see with this as well. I haven't seen a whole lot of quick fix on this map in other matches, which is kind of odd because I know that quick fix on Viaduct is becoming more and more popular, and Lakeside is almost even more open vertically. and also kind of a little bit more stretch out than Viaduct. So considering that we have some very strategical minds in the game, definitely curious whether Valen will be leading his team to bust out that quick fix, try to use its advantages on a Viaduct set or on a Koth setting, or if they will stick with the Kritzkrieg, which is definitely something that is very heavily favored on this map.
I think crits is sort of the go-to metagun on Lakeside, especially. You've got enough cover in the back that you can sit back, charge your Uber up, charge your crits up, sit back with your scout, even with the basher, sit back there and charge that thing up without actually being sending another damage class out there. Just keep rushing the other classes out, do a bunch of damage, maybe get a pick.
Yeah.
Then you just have that crits ready to go, and one good charge sticky completely changes the entire tide of battle in mid. So a lot of fun to watch. I've always had a really good time playing on Lakeside, and I'm pretty excited to see these two teams with pretty high level players kind of go at it here. It's gonna be a lot of fun next time.
Yeah, I think so as well. I always enjoy Highlander. Have a good time watching it. And Koth, I'd say Lakeside is one of my more favorite ones for Highlander. Because it's a little bit more spread out. We'll have the sight lines. They're definitely pretty crazy. You'll have those Kritzkriegs. You have a lot of battles over the pool room as well. That pool room, that side room, and that's really, really clutch. Mainly, there's the cover in there, but there's also that full health pack, and that just gives you a lot of flexibility.
I'm guessing these teams are going to go at it. I don't think they're going to worry too much about controlling the pool room or that health pack or any of that stuff. I think we're going to see just an all-out just battle here. These guys
just a brawl.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much raw DM skill here that I think these guys head-to-head, you got to just go out there and put it all on the line. I mean, and that's kind of why I'm thinking I'm leaning towards Street Hoops here, because I think that I think that Gentlemen's Clubs they're gonna come out and they're gonna be really aggressive, and they're gonna want to prove that, hey, we're a bunch of invite players, we're better than you, we've been doing this forever and high levels, ESEA 6v6. And I think Street Hoops just is gonna come into this and play it as a team, stick together, and do the damage as they can. So we'll see how it works out, but I think ultimately this one's gonna go down in favor of the team chemistry.
Yeah, it goes a long ways, especially in this Highlander format. With how well you're able to stick together, play together, and certainly in Koth as well, where it's about picking off those kills and maintaining an advantage, maintaining territory. We also might see some teams pulling out a little bit more of like a forward hold, going to the top left side or top right side. It's adjacent to the pool room. It depends on what side you're on. But then going from there and holding that entrance ends the balcony that heads more towards the middle of the point. If you're already in control of the point and you're holding that turf on your enemy's side, that's a extremely strong forward location to hold from.
The biggest thing you run into when you start doing that stuff and you start pushing your team forward, and it's kind of the one thing you run into with Viaduct as well, is that you kind of give up one of your flanks and you let that spy in behind you. And you got a couple of good spies going to be facing off against each other here, so that could obviously play a pretty big role in how aggressive and how cocksure these teams get as they're possessing the point and defending it. The smart hold usually is kind of on the point and then split to the right to control the pool room. They want to push up forward. I think they're going to run into a big problem with some flanks coming in behind them. These players, they know about area control and situational awareness, which we've talked about in some of our YouTube videos. And last thing you want to do is let a good spy in behind you, and before you know it, you're missing 4 or 5 of your players.
Before you know it, he's asserting his dominance all over you.
Yeah, exactly. All up on your face.
Lakeside, definitely an interesting exchange. Good architecture. I really like this map a lot. Sigafu wrote up some interesting things over on True TF2, and talking about some of the dynamics. Offensively, if you're pushing into a team, you probably want to push via the area they're not holding. So you basically either you head towards pool room, or you head the opposite side and try to come out around that way. Either way, definitely controlling the flank, watching out for spies and scouts is super important. So we'll see. We are waiting for Arthur, I believe. Somebody said something about him restarting his server. So I think, his system.
One thing we haven't really talked about yet is how the engineers come into play here, because this, being a map that's this open at mid, a little bit of elevation change, you got a big decision to make as an engineer, whether or not you're going to play that super mobile aggro mini sentry engineer, whether you're going to hold back and build a level 3 and use it to control the point once your team gets it. What's your opinion here on the right play as an engineer?
Well, I'm still working out my Highlander engineer skills. I do prefer that more mobile style, as you know. So a map like Lakeside is more to my style, you know. Be Widowmaker, Gunslinger, and go around and go crazy with it. A level 3 sentry, especially if you wrangle it, you know, there are some really good sight lines. There's also not a whole lot of metal around the point, or around the map, rather. There's a big pack on the right side, and then there's 2 small packs kind of in a weird spot on the away from the pool side, the opposite side. And there's also, you know, right by the point, there's a large ammo. But if you're going up there and you're trying to build a level 3 and you're picking up that ammo, you're so close to the point that it might get overwhelmed. What's really more important is, even though it doesn't seem that far, but it's really important to have a nice teleporter stashed away somewhere. It's really vulnerable. I mean, since there's so many flanks, it's so easy for a scout to just walk through. It can be really vulnerable, but if you can keep that up, that's really important. Also combined with that is just the importance of a solid dispenser. Very typical that you should be seeing both engineers trying to set up dispensers on the south sides of the point. And if you can maintain that, it's very important. But yeah, looks like we are live here with the UGC Season 12 Platinum kicking off. Both medics on Metagun. We were kind of expecting a little bit more crits action, but we got Street Hoops in the red versus Gentlemen's Club wearing that classy blue. And Paragon going to start things off with a snipe across on Max, and Akuma picks off Brick Butt. That is the heavy weapons guy for red. So Paragon takes out Max. That's a nice exchange, but they lost their heavy so far. Starting to position forward here, though.
Yeah, really fast roll up by the blue demo man. Actually kind of hurt him there because he started throwing all his stickies out and they were just not in a position to do any damage, and red just kind of walked right around them and he couldn't get any kills there. And already we're seeing the red spy pushing up, almost up onto the balcony. He may drop down and go for a pretty big play here. His whole team is in front of them as they're coming out of the right side. They're looking at the point from their spawn, distracting him. In comes Deadbolt with a couple of nice shots there. Takes Barrack down the blue demo man. And
yeah,
already
Akuma,
it looks like red's firmly in control of this point here, eXtine.
Akuma had a huge spy, though, getting Skyrolla and Zalox. It's going to give blue an opportunity to get out here. We do have the Wrangled mini sentry from Spamfest. Blue should be able to charge on here, no problem. Both medics again sticking on Metagun. I want to point out as well, just because the sniper battle is going to be so important, in that beginning exchange, Paragon had a 4K. He took down Max and then killed 3 other people, so it's definitely going to be really important to keep an eye on that as the situation develops.
You got blue trying to set up outside of the pool on their side here. They've got a number of players and a mini sentry that are defending as the red spy comes in and headshots Valen, but he ends up going down there. So we got a nice little control on the right side, but red sees that and immediately shifts their push to their right side. They're trying to come back onto the point right now. Blue in control of the point. It does look like red is getting back up there, and Street Hoops is trying to take this point back with a number of players kind of slowly pushing up from the stair level there.
Yeah, and red has lost Spamfest, their engineer, but they've gained a lot of territory here. Getting on the point, Ubercharge popped out by red, but kind of awkward as not really connected with too many people. They do lose Brick, and then gets stabbed down by Akuma, who has been going insane so far. 14 points. That's 5 clear of the next person, which is Paragon. As I mentioned, had a 4K to start things off, so wow.
Yeah, red medic there, Skyroller got completely disconnected from his healing target and was just wasting that Uber in midair with nobody to heal. And blue completely took advantage of that as Gentlemen's Club just pushed up, and that spy just had a perfect distraction to get that beautiful backstab on the medic there.
Yeah, so things started out well for Street Hoops, but looks like Gentlemen's Club taking some positioning. Arthur just barely surviving with 20 health.
Yeah, Jeff, eXtine Akuma just going crazy, still takes the engineer down, takes the gun down. Spamfest is having absolutely no chance to get anything set up right now. He is just having a spy all up in his business, just completely ruining it right now.
Yeah, Max got a snipe on Paragon, which could potentially help open things up quite a bit. keep this point secured since Paragon will have Max will have a lot of room to snipe.
Yeah, well, we're sitting with a full 100% Uber advantage right now, so looks like Street Hoops is going to have to do something to combat this. Medic is hanging out alone, but finally works his way back there. Right now, it's looking like Street Hoops can't quite get anything together as far as pushing back onto this point, and the tables have turned, my friend, and it appears that Gentleman's Club is firmly in control of this round right now.
Yeah, definitely. Paragon just got 2 snipes, getting Barrack, that is Ruin, and someone else as well, Valen as well.
Yeah, finally we see the red team, Street Hoops, pushing back onto the point here, but the Ubers pop right in their faces. Gonna push them back off the point, so that capture fails. Almost less than 20 seconds left here, eXtine. It's looking like this round might be already sewn up.
Well, there's still hope here. Red did get the Uber pressured out here. Now they should be able to move forward and get some time on the point. The Soldier gets thrown away. Grape tries to come in and get Skyroll. It gets him banged up pretty good. Good stickies over the top here as Ruin gets a kill on Spamfest.
Yeah, Demo and Heavy are going to try and push and try and hold this side, the left side of the point right here. But, man, Max, big headshot there, and Huey Lewis flips him around. Right now, things are kind of back and forth right now, eXtine. It looks like these teams are really feeling each other out, trying to find where the disadvantages that they can push on, and they're really not finding too much right now.
Yeah, Street Hoop's doing pretty good as the Soldier kind of gets away in pool room. Enigma comes in to chase, and they end up taking out Enigma. Paragon snipes Max right as soon as Grape bombs him. So lucky to get that kill before he goes down. Akuma trying to get in on the Red Medic. Taken out pretty clearly. Red still in control of the point. Just 5 seconds, though, on the timer for Blue Team. So if Gentleman's Club retake, it's going to be very tough for Street Hoops to stay in here.
Huge medic drop right there. That's unfortunate. We've got a full Uber popped on the point right now, in control, firmly by Street Hoops. Pyro coming up trying to do something. That's a Pudding Cup right there, trying to do what he can to push them off the point. Just can't quite get the cap time going, though. So many frags being exchanged at mid right now. And look at this, we've got the capture coming back on right now in the favor of Gentleman's Club. Oh, but that Engineer Spamfest fists him down right on the point there, but it's not going to matter. This round is going to go in favor of Gentleman's Club here. They're going to have a couple seconds, but there it goes. My friend, that was exciting at the end.
Yeah, that was a good fisting and a good Uber drop, but in the end, it didn't matter. Gentleman's Club said, you know what, we don't care. We got plenty of us here, and we're going to get some frags. They just came in and put a ton of pressure, and Skyroller just wasn't able to survive all of that pressure. Went down and just kind of whittled away. Both
demos just out to mid, almost identical timing there. But right now, it looks like Gentleman's Club is trying to get the more aggressive positioning. They're up on the point already. And Street Hoops is kind of trying to rotate their offense around, but the Spy comes up, doesn't get the pick of Zalox, or Max picks him before he can even get on him. We've got a little fight going on mid there, and down goes Barrack. So it's been a pretty exciting beginning here, but right now it's looking like Street Hoops is trying to get something going on here, but smartly it looks like the blue team there, Gentleman's Club, is kind of letting them just have their way and hanging out, and they're going to get their pushback in a second.
Especially since that kind of lured enough things out that they were able to get a backstab on Skyrolla. That's a hugely important kill, and Akuma even got away as well, so he's still lurking. Finally gets taken down by Zalox, but that's a pretty big blow.
I think lurking has been the key word for Akuma, and that's been working out really well for him. He's finding a great spot to kind of hang out as that Soldier takes a header right into the wall there. Nice scattergun shot from Wood Ash there, which I believe is Enigma. As the blue Uber is popped on point here, no capture times going down right now. Trying to get the damage out there, does take the heavy down. Spy coming in. Pyro on the point right now, trying to do what he can, but he ends up going down as well.
Yeah, Huey Lewis just overwhelmed. Had some bad news delivered to him. And just too many gentlemen around.
Well, there is a club of them. I've read this on the internet.
Yeah.
Free videos.
Let's not tell our viewers to Google Gentlemen's Club videos.
Red Spy here working behind the point, trying to get in to do something. Triggers the Dead Ringer. He's going to run away there. Right now, it's looking like Gentlemen's Club firmly in control of this point. Street Hoops is trying to work something up on the left side here, but they see a little bit of spam damage coming out, and they're going to rotate back around. Up in the mid right now, wow, Blue Soldier trying to do something huge and gets air shot there by Ash. Grape goes down. It's still Blue in firm control here.
Wow,
Max on
just
a 5K.
Yeah, big frags there, and that was I believe that was a drop as well.
Yeah, Max is having quite a bit of a round here on that 5-kill streak with that Australian sniper rifle there. But it's looking right now like Gentleman's Club is just really comfortable holding right on behind the point here. I don't think they're too worried about what Street Hoops is doing right now. And Street Hoops is going to need to change strategy around because they're kind of running everybody together and then like 2 guys out to the left. And that's all well and good, but when you're firmly in control of the point like this, there's nothing you can do to really offense, put an offense together when you're splitting your team up into 2, 3, and 2. It's just not going to work for you.
Yeah, you got to have a focused offensive push. Right now, Red is definitely kind of scattered around. Demoman is shoved back pretty far. Just facing too many players, you can't really get in there and have an impact.
I mean, they're doing the right things. It just seems like they can't quite get the personnel together to focus that damage down. We got the Spy just hanging out on the point right here. He gets lit on fire. That's going to get called out immediately, so that's doing nothing. Maybe it's a distraction. A little bit of players pushing out from mid right now, but I mean, yeah, they push out and just kind of split up, so there's no chance to really do anything, and then they get turned around by this soldier who isn't even dead yet, just pulling all the damage to him.
Yeah, Zalux got insanely ripped up. They're down to 11 health. It kind of took them a while to get out here. They also started pushing when they had about 90%, which oftentimes can be pretty, safe, but...
Nice surfs by the medic there. Oh, just completely avoids the damage. I cannot believe Kozin is still alive right now. He was down to 18 health. 2 good surfs there to completely avoid a sticky and a huge black box rocket that would have killed pretty much any medic that I've ever played with.
Yeah, some nice reflex there by putting Cup to help protect. Kozin stays alive. They have the supercharge here, and they didn't even lose the capture, so they're still continuing to just tick the time off, which is fantastic. You're going to have to watch out for Paragon, who's got a great angle, does snipe off Arthur. At this point, it's fine to just concede it, say, okay, whatever. It'll give us faster spawns. We just need to retake one more time, get 14 seconds off.
Yeah, they're just holding that Uber right now, just keeping that in the back pocket, hanging out, playing some Nintendo. It looks like they're almost wanting to go for maybe a pick here, see if maybe we get a bomb in for maybe a soldier or a demo going in for something on the medic. Not seeing anything right now, but there we go. We got the force pop there. Gentleman's Club is forced to pop that Uber a little earlier than they anticipated. That did give Street Hoops enough time to get their Uber up as well, so those are going down, trading on the point right now. But frags are going down in favor of Gentleman's Club, which is not what Street Hoops wants to see in this position. And nice little mini air shot there from Grape on Zalox, and we're going to get this point turned back in the favor of Gentleman's Club. And Jeff, I may need to go outside and find a crow to kill and cook that sumbitch up, because I'm going to be eating it pretty soon here, my friend.
Yep. Yeah, Gentleman's Club just putting on a really great display here. The teamwork and the cohesion can only go so far, If you're like, okay, guys, let's be careful and let's not all die at once, and you hang back a little bit. But if they get the capture and then just start pressuring down at you, and it's just tough to keep that up if you just keep getting out fragged. And Gentleman's Club, they got the teamwork as well. Wow.
This demo race to mid has been a lot of fun to watch. These guys are dead even with each other, and Zalox got the best ruin there, and a huge air shot from Grape on Deadbolt.
It's pretty nice. He gets another kill on Ash as well. In the meantime as well, Max getting sniped down by Paragon, who's yet to find another frag this mid fight. So it was a pretty big impact the first round. But this time, even though Paragon gets the upper hand, not able to follow through with some other snipes.
Oh man, I was just gonna say, I finally see Street Hoops sticking together and starting to focus some of their damage as 3 of their players go down standing on the midpoint. I mean, that's not what you want to do there. And then we see Gentleman's Club just lazily stroll on up and start the capture. Yeah. That seems to be the way it's been going here. Is Street Hoops is doing everything by the book, and they're doing exactly what they should be doing. But and like I said, I gotta go find that crow, because it looks like the DM right now is definitely in the favor of Gentleman's Club.
Yeah, it's it's been a really great play by Ruin and Max. Ruin there, even though he just was the first one down, he kind of fought his way back in and showed up later in on the fight. And again, it's just the Gentleman's Club overall.
Yeah, and we've got
just keep bringing it. It's just too much.
We got Gentleman's Club starting to try a little bit of spawn pushing. I don't want to say spawn camming. They're trying to push him back into spawn there, and Street Hoops have none of that. They're pushing back out quite nicely. But look at this: the heavy Arthur is spun up and murdering left and right on the right side there, getting some damage out and a little bit of push. But Arthur just sitting there, just shooting that minigun off. Zalox down heavy to heavy right now. He takes him down even with a medic on him. Wow. Big jump in by the soldier. Can't quite follow up the damage. Max again on a 4-kill streak. And here we go. I mean, just pushing them back into the spawn here.
Yeah, Arthur was very far forward, was getting some good frags as well. Akuma is lurking around waiting for those respawns, going to try to find some targets here.
Yeah, we're finally getting a little bit of an opposite push from the sniper here on Straight Hoops, pushing out to Paragon on the left side. He's got his entire team with him right now. That means that all the eyes are going to be on him, so we'll have to see what they can do here. Valen does get backstabbed, so that's a good start. Let's see if they can get out there and do something with it. Looks like they're not able to follow that up with any damage. In fact, they lose 5 of their players. Just 4 up right now for Street Hoops.
Wow.
Medic's still up, though, holding on to about a 60% charge, which is pure advantage right now, as the blue medic did go down. So that's something they've got working for them, which is a start, I guess. They got that going for them, Jeff, which, that's not bad.
I was going to say, that's nice. That's nice. But, when it's like they had so many players down for Gentlemen's Club, and then they just had nobody up for themselves. They had nobody they could push. It's been a good 20 seconds, and they still haven't put any pressure on the clock, on the point. Now they're starting to, just like that. Max snipes down Zaylox, and Akuma backstabs Skyrolla. What are you going to do about that?
Yeah, it just seems like they're just throwing players at the point right now to throw them at the point. I saw that guy go flying there, and yeah, it seems like Street Hoops might be in a bit of a desperation mode right here, and as a Highlander player, I've been there. This is the time you basically just tell your team, everybody calm down, remember, our scrims, everything that we've worked on. Stop worrying about the individual players and just play the game, because these guys can get in your head. They play at a pretty high level at TF2.
Yeah.
This is like coming up from the minor leagues and facing like Barry Zito or Roger Clemens or something. You really want to hit that home run, but he's throwing 100 miles an hour past your face, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is when you just kind of get back to basics and think about how you guys have had success in the past. You won the damn thing last season. Just get out there and do what you can as a team. I mean, that's what you got going for you.
Yeah, definitely. Skyrolla gets taken out, breaks down, a lot of players going down, and that is going to be a clean round for the Gentlemen's Club. They kept it classy. 3 minutes, and still on the clock.
Yeah, that was rough. Looking at the scoreboard right now, there's a lot of funny badges and numbers on the left side, not very many on the right now.
Yeah,
which sort of indicates the way this has been going. And I can't believe I said Barry Zito. That guy's terrible.
He's a big name, I don't know. He's threatening, something like that.
Could have been worse. I could have said Mark Pryor, being a Cubs fan, so it could have been even worse. So
yeah.
But I think I may have been leaning in the opinion of the Highlander player and the Cubs fan underdog, and so far so wrong. So let's hope that when we start off with the second half here, we can see Street Hoops do something. Hopefully they got their coach in there, giving them the win one for the Gipper speech, trying to get something done. Guys, get out there and do something, because I tell you, they looked okay when right out of the gate, and then it seemed like as soon as the DM game came into play, I saw the 2 demos jump out there right in each other's faces, putting a good fight up. And then it all just sort of broke down, and you just wonder, maybe there's a morale issue in comms, both of these teams are going to be in this thing for the entire season, so you don't want a situation where this first one right out of the gate, it's sort of that one loss that's like, oh man, F this ass. You don't want to be in that situation. So the best thing you want to do is find what you've been doing really well, and coming from a team that's lost a lot, I can tell you this right now, you want to get out there and you want to focus on the things you're doing well, which for them right now is sticking together. They've got a quick rollout. Medic hasn't been terrible. He's been keeping the Ubers as long as he can there. Maybe switch it up here. Go crits. Go quick fix.
Yeah.
Do something to make the game different than what you've been doing, because the last thing you want to do is give Gentlemen's Club more of the same, because they've been kind of feeding on that. So be interesting to see what they do when the second half starts. eXtine, I don't know, what do you think about first half here, as looks like we're going to get going here?
Yeah, I agree with you. They definitely kind of need to shake something up. They had some nice kind of, I don't know, team composition, team composure things. Now Zaylox just getting totally stomped on by Ruin there in that exchange.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
They need to do something different, whether it's quick fix, whether it's crits crate. But even when they have a successful mid fight, it just ends up turning against them as it goes on. And Paragon's been doing great, but just it's too much.
You see, they get out to mid and back up. I mean, I'm not quite sure what the decision, what that was there. I've actually never seen that before. A team actually gets out to mid and puts a good fight up and then falls back immediately. They're still running Medigun, which I think is questionable at this point, but you know, I'm not in comms with them. I don't know what they're talking about, but I can imagine there's a good level of frustration with what's going on right now. So I would probably expect a switch pretty soon here. Let's see how this and the med gets headshot. Yeah, so later dog. I don't even know at this point, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, Paragon is very good, but Max has just been disrespecting the Street Hoops team, and you really got to keep an eye out for him. I mean, you know Max is a really, really fierce sniper here, and you just gotta make it part of your plan.
I'm really surprised that Street Hoops Soldier isn't being more aggressive onto the medic. I mean, or not the medic, but the sniper. And I understand that there's a ton of damage there, but you can run some sort of distraction play on the left side and then let your soldier get a nice jump off of the midpoint and do something, because Max is, as we see here, just dominating this match right now.
Yeah, they Ubered Enigma in a really aggressive scout play. Smart decision, especially Enigma. He's going to hit those shots. He's going to put that damage down. And they end up getting a kill on Paragon for it and just kind of scaring the heck out of Street Hoops, who do fall quite a bit back. Enigma sees them all coming. They're going to get some spam in there. Big jump by the Soldier as well. He gets blown back, but they get the kill on Skyrolla. So just kind of crushing them as they come out there.
Yeah, I'm just watching the dominoes fall right now, eXtine, and it just seems like Street Hoops just can't get anything going. You know, they're getting pushed back, and respect to Gentleman's Club for letting them have a good chance to get out of spawn here. They're not pushing them back super hard, although now the Pyro is getting a little in their face there, but they just can't get anything together. Nothing's working for them right now, and I've been there before, eXtine, and I feel like there's probably a bit of an attitude right now in Mumble where there's not a lot of people saying too much right now, and that's really unfortunate. But the good news is it's the first match of the season, and we've got a ton more to go. So even if this doesn't work out in their favor, we're probably going to see them again this season, and don't let this one bring you down, for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt. Just got to look forward, say what did we do wrong? What can we change to make things better next time? How do we adjust? And they do have some spies in here. I'm sure that Skyrolla being on medic and not heavy certainly affected things a little bit, as Mang is probably a little bit more in tune with like watching for those spy checks and keeping an eye out on the sniper angles. They've just been.
Sorry, the most interesting, and I think what's going to tell the most about this team is what happens right now. They've got the point back. They're doing some good work right now. They're getting a pick here and there. I think what's really going to determine whether or not this match is a positive for them, regardless of the outcome, is how they play with the point in their hand right now and how they respond to how Gentleman's Club has been just getting up in their faces.
Yeah, and well, Akuma getting a backstab on Skyrolla after he was getting healed. Yeah, that's kind of,
Well, that's okay, because now this is interesting, because as a medic, you want to see how your team's going to respond. What happens after you go down, you give the advantage back to the other team? What does your team do? Do they all split up and go out trying to do their own rogue thing? Is everybody doing like the Ronin right now? Or do they kind of group up and get together? And right now, what I'm seeing, these guys are just all over the place. Everybody's kind of trying to do their own thing, which when you're playing 9v9, you don't want to do that, especially as, Blue pops their Uber and pushes back onto the point here.
Yeah, Ash forced that Uber to be popped now, as well as also another key moment here, because they have to get out here. They have to stop this capture. I don't think you can just concede this here. There's too little time on the clock to deal with it.
Boy, I don't know that they have much of an option here. The point's being defended with a demo, a heavy, and a scout right now, and you've got 6 of your players sitting there ready to push in, and you can't even get out of the point. I mean, you got to get something going here. Plus, you've got you got Max just chilling in this impossible spot to defend against. He gets another headshot on Brickbutt there, and here comes Ruin doing his thing here with 2 kills. Yeah, I don't know, Jeff. I think this one was a little lopsided after that first round, and I don't know that Street Hoops ever really recovered emotionally from the start of this match here. We do get a nice little kill there on Grape, but right now we've got the Uber popped on the point. It's going to hold that overtime. Looks like we've got actually opposing Ubers to see what Street Hoops can do with this. Maybe they can get some action in. Heavy on the point, taking a ton of damage. Does finally go down, but we get Skyroll a backstab. Akuma once again asserting his dominance. The point does go back in favor of Street Hoops.
Oh my god!
But Akuma once again with another big backstab on the point.
Paragon with a nice snipe there to help out his demo man. Zalox was under attack. by
Oh,
Valen, but actually Ruin just going to jump over, hit some pipes, and
wow.
yeah, that's going to be it.
That's all she
So,
wrote, my friend.
wow. Devastating
Wow.
play from the Gentleman's Club is showing that they are dominant, making this, wow, quite a clean game, 4-0. Devastating rounds amongst those, one total complete blanking, and Akuma was just going ballistic. Fantastic backstabs, killed the medic a ton of times. Max also doing fantastic as well. I mean, Paragon had some good sprees, but you know, I think if you were to do like Max's kills versus Paragon's kills, I think Max might have killed Paragon a little bit more often, and certainly was just really controlling the tempo.
Yeah,
When
well, I
your
mean,
two pick classes are going so huge, it's really tough.
Paragon had players in his face the entire time, so he could never really get set up and kind of get in the zone and get those snipes in, whereas Max was just, he was doing whatever he wanted. He never had anybody in his face. Soldier never jumped him. There was never a scout up there, never a spy on him. And it showed in the score, and it showed in the play. They completely dominated that midpoint. There was nobody ever getting even close to it. And that's one of those things where, when you've got you're going against a sniper that's dominant, you need a game plan against that. And these teams knew they were playing each other. They knew the players on each roster. So you got to think, what do we do here? Would we send the soldier in? Maybe we send a pyro up front to distract and then rotate the team around. I mean, ultimately, I don't think this match has a huge outcome on the deciding of the season, but I can tell you one thing. Gentlemen's Club came to play, and they're definitely going to be a team to watch this season. Although Street Hoops does have the best animated avatar of any team I've ever seen in my life, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, they didn't win the game. The game today went to the tuxedos, I guess, not to the blouses.
Well, it went to they did win our hearts though, eXtine, which is a plus.
Yeah, they did without a doubt.
Blouses.
Blouses. Looks like the
Murphy.
logs are up. We did have the logs kicked into our stream chat. So interesting to see that. Let's see this damage per minute. Yeah, Ruin going insane with 757, 10 more kills than Zalox. Paragon with 30 frags, 31, and Max with 32. And 13 deaths compared to 20. So that's a pretty big indicator there as well. I mean, obviously things weren't going 20 B's way, but Paragon with 7 more deaths than Max just means he's going to be out there on the field doing work more often.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the medic stats there, and when you get 10 versus 6 Uber charge, and then you combine that with 3 Uber charge drops, that's never going to be a good round, never going to be a good match for you. So there's a lot of pressure that Gentlemen's Club was putting out there, and it seemed like the blouses weren't quite ready for it this time.
The other stat that just ties in with the medic discussion there that's actually pretty crazy is Kozin, the medic for the Gentlemen's Club, only died 4 times.
Oof,
that's 4 rounds. That's 1 death a round. And Skyrolla, on the other hand, had 15 deaths.
Oh, man.
So, yeah.
Yeah, when you're not alive, you can't build Uber. I mean,
yeah.
I don't mean to go simplistic here, but I've read that in a book on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, Kozin had like almost 50% more heals than Skyrolla did. Like that's a lot of heal difference. Yeah, when you're only going down 4 times and you're getting that much heals out, that's a big difference.
I don't mean to pull out the John Madden telestrator, but the medic that's alive the longest is usually going to be on the winning team.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thanks for tuning in. We definitely appreciate your viewership. We had a fun time. I hope you guys had a fun time. It was a great match tonight. We're gonna have another great match for you next week. UGC schedules get built week to week, so we don't know who's playing who quite yet. But we certainly will try to bring you the best of Platinum UGC. In the meantime, between now and then, we will have some post-produced casts going up on our YouTube. I'm going to be doing a 4v4 cast with one of my homeboys, Deer, his team playing in that. And also, if you have a UGC match, if you played that today and want that casted, then send me the demo eXtine at xtelevision.com, and I will cast that up. I'm also probably going to cast up the Burnsider game. Big ups to the Burnsiders. We're playing in Steel Division, the Portland Burnsiders. and well, they won their first match. So congratulations to them.
Woohoo!
Any final words from you, Dieter?
Oh, it was a pleasure, a blast. I enjoyed myself. Nice to see the season kicking off in fine form here, and hopefully next week we get a little more even back and forth matchup. I'm sure it'll be some stupid overtime thing that we spend 3 hours covering. So just to piss us off. So
it's gravel pit next week, so I mean that should be some pretty fun
Ooh.
stopwatch action. I like to see it. What's gonna make me laugh though is to see all these gravel pit lobbies popping up all of a sudden.
Well, I'll be looking for those C point huge midair reflect air shots. It was always fun back at LAN back in the day. So no, it was a pleasure to finally cast it up on the real deal here with my boy throwing down the big wheels of steel eXtine.
Yeah.
So excited to keep it rolling into next week, and appreciate all the viewers coming out. Wish we could have had a longer match for you, but sometimes what they say, it's not the size of the wave, it's the motion in the ocean.
Yep, that is for sure. Well, thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, for coming by. I am eXtine, and I will see you next time. Peace out.
Later, dogs.